guys, it's Lyddie, and today I am going to be telling you about my experience rereading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And guys, I have so many feelings right now. I'm not sure how to make this video coherent because this reread was just so incredible and emotional and just absolutely thrilling for me. So this will probably be the most spoilery video so far in my reread series, though I did say that they were all going to be spoilery. But I can't deal with this book. It's so good. I forgot how much I love this book. And like, if you remember in my first video, if you saw it, like I have like my top three are this along with the Deathly Hallows and Order of the Phoenix. But I kind of arbitrarily chose that this one was my favorite. Because as I was reading them for the first time, I kind of liked each book better and better, except for a couple. So I did, like, the first time through, liked Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows better than this one. But, like, in my memory, I'm like, but I actually kind of like this one better, I think. I'm going to be surprised if that changes, actually, just because of the vast amount of how much I enjoyed this book rereading it. So I'm just going to start actually talking about the story now, and I'm going to start with Remus Lupin. Guys, he's like the best professor. I forgot how great he was because the first time I read it, I was just kind of trying to figure him out because that's what you do when you're reading Harry Potter. You try to figure out the defense against dark arts professor. Like, is there something fishy with this one? There always is, obviously, but like this one, not in the way I was expecting. The first time I read it, I was kind of expecting him to be evil. He wasn't. He's the sweetest. Okay, so one of my new favorite scenes in the entirety of the series is the Boggart scene when Snape was giving Neville such a hard time and like telling Remus to like not let Neville demonstrate it, and Remus was just like, no, like, he can do it. Like, I believe in him. He will be successful. And just the way that he just saw that Neville is an underdog type of character, and he relates to that, and he's like, he lets him shine. He wants him to shine. He wants to tell him off against Snape. Like, that's amazing. I love it. I just love that so much. So yeah, like that scene is really what made me be like, oh hey, I forgot how great he is. Like, Remus Lupin, you are fantastic, you're amazing, and I love you. Quidditch, we're gonna move on to Quidditch. As I said in the past two books, I'm really enjoying reading about Quidditch this time around, unlike the first time, and I think I enjoyed it the most in this one. The Quidditch matches in this book were so interesting. They were so cool to read about. And yeah, like, I forgot about the fact that Cho was in this book and that, like, Harry was already starting to like her in this book, and it was really cute. And, like, I don't ship Harry and Cho, but, like, 13-year-old Harry having a crush on Cho is, like, kind of adorable, and I kind of love it. Even though I totally ship him with Ginny, and I did even from here, and I remember when I first read that being angry, but it's like, he's 13. He's not gonna end up with his crush from when he's 13. It's okay. It's okay. But anyway, the point being Quidditch was just so amazing. I forgot about Draco and Flint and Crabbe and Goyle dressing up as a Dementor to scare Harry during the Dementor match. Or the Hufflepuff match. There we go. The Hufflepuff match. And it made me so angry, but it was just also so great how, like, everyone responded to it happening. Like, well, your Patronus charm sure did give them a good scare. I love it. I love it so much. We all know it's not me talking about my Harry Potter reread if I don't gush about Ron Weasley for a bit, so we're gonna gush about Ron Weasley. He's just the sweetest. I just love him so much. I was expecting to be way more annoyed by him in this book than I was. Like, yes, he's immature when it comes to Hermione, but he's also 13. And you know, it's just, it was like, he just had so many great moments in this book. Like, he constantly wants to stand up for his friends, both Ron and Hermione, when they're speaking. And just, he's hilarious and has his antics and it's great. But, so my two favorite Ron moments in this book are within, like, the last 6 chapters or so. And I know he's barely in those chapters, but the moments that he's in, it's great. So the first one, okay, I guess it's actually 3 moments. So my 3 favorite moments for Ron. First one is the line that they give to Hermione in the movie, that is actually Ron's line, when they think that Sirius is about to kill Harry, and Ron says, "You'll have to go through us before you can get to Harry." And he just keeps repeating it and keeps saying it. It's like, this kid is so loyal, he is so brave, that Gryffindor, come on. Ron Weasley is like the definition of a Gryffindor, except for Neville Longbottom. Like, they just are collectively the definition of Gryffindor. And that's coming from someone who would be a Gryffindor if I wasn't in Hufflepuff. Like, just, he's so brave, and he's so loyal, and he's so sweet, and just, yeah, it just, I saw a post somewhere that said that Neville's the bravest character in Harry Potter for the fact that Snape is his biggest fear, and he goes to class every single day, and I love that, and I feel like Ron is kind of the same way. Like, no, he doesn't have to face spiders constantly, but when he does face them, he does it. Like, he complains about it, but we all complain about facing our fears. And there's so many other, like, really scary crap that Ron has to go through, and he just is like, let's go. And I really love that. The next bit, and I should have marked the page for this, because I just loved the quote. Found it. Okay. So when Sirius suggests that 2 of them needed to be chained to Pettigrew to, you know, make sure he was stayed secure. And so first Lupin volunteers, and then Ron says, "And me," savagely, limping forward, because, you know, he has a freaking broken leg at this point. So, Black conjured heavy manacles from the thin air. Soon Pettigrew was upright again, left arm chained to Lupin's right, and right arm chained to Ron's left. Ron's face was set. He seemed to have taken Scabbers' true identity as a personal insult. I love that. Because, like, yes, it has to do with the fact that Scabbers was his pet, but you know what it also has to do with? The fact that Pettigrew did the one thing that Ron will never do, kind of. I mean, he temporarily did it, but he took it back. And that is, like, betray the trust of his friends. Like, he abandoned them, but he never, in Deathly Hallows, but he never betrayed them. Like, Ron Weasley is a character who makes a lot of mistakes. But Ron Weasley is a character who, above all else, is loyal, even if he has moments that he's not. And I love that. It's so amazing. And the third and final one is right at the end when Sirius offers who will become Pigwidgeon to Ron, and he holds Pig out to Crookshanks, or however you pronounce that name, just to make sure that he's actually an owl. Like, Ron is one of the most stubborn pig-headed characters in this entire series, but he was willing to hold his owl that he was gifted to Crookshanks. That says a lot about his character. That he can, even if he doesn't verbally say it, he knows when he's wrong. And he will go and make it right. And I love that. It's so great. That's all I have to say about Ron. But he might be my favorite character now. I might like him more than Hermione. I'm not sure. But this is such a good book for Hermione, too. Even though we don't see her throughout a decent bit of it. I can't, guys. This book is just so good. Next, we're going to talk about Hermione, and then I'm going to calm myself a little bit. I'm, like, crying thinking about Ron Weasley right now. This is ridiculous. Hermione in this book. First of all, the firebolt incident. Ron and Harry are just super ridiculous about that, and honestly, I love Hermione for telling McGonagall about it, because Hermione is someone who wants to take care of her friends and make sure that like everything's gonna go okay. And that's what she was doing. She was making sure Harry was safe. And the thing is, she was right, which she points out at the end of the book, and it's hilarious. She wasn't right about the motivations, but she was right about who sent it. And that's like, they've got to give her that. And then there's also the fact that Hermione, who's so busy, she's taking more classes than anyone. She's using the freaking time turner to make sure she can like get to all of her classes. Like, she's just really intense. And she still makes the time to help Hagrid with Buckbeak, which she really doesn't have time for, but she makes it anyway. And Ron and Harry, who I'm pretty sure Harry was the one who actually made the promise, don't help at all. And that's infuriating. It's so infuriating, but it's also just, it's so much about Hermione's character, because like, you see throughout the books that Hermione does not really like Hagrid as a professor. She likes him as a friend, but she doesn't like him as a professor. And like, honestly, I'm in the same boat. If I had Hagrid as a professor, he would probably drive me crazy. But I would love to be his friend. He is great. And like, Hermione just like made time for him. And on the topic of Hagrid, I love that Hagrid invited Harry and Ron over to his hut for tea to tell them off for how they were treating Hermione. Like, Hagrid, you are fantastic, and I love you. And it just, I forgot about that. There were so many little things in this book that I forgot about. And it just was so fun to reread it. I want to start it over right now instead of starting The Goblet of Fire. Partially because The Goblet of Fire is my least favorite book in the series as of now. This was so enjoyable. And the last thing with Hermione, oh shoot, I forget what it was. What was it? Oh, in this book, you kind of see just how much of her character is really there. Like, her internal character. Not her character as a book character, but like her character. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm probably over-explaining myself. But anyway, I digress. She is someone who wants to fight for justice. She wants the right thing to happen, and she wants it to happen in the right way. But the thing is, if the right thing isn't happening in what is like the right way, she's gonna go and make the right thing happen anyway. And I love that. Like, she wants to see the right thing happen. She has such a strong sense of justice. And that's really the way I relate to Hermione the most, is her sense of justice and her determination to get things done that are just and right and good. And I really see that in this book, with Buckbeak's trial, with Sirius, with the Firebolt, with everything. And the thing is, like, Hermione's not out to get Harry in trouble, but she sees the downfalls of what he's doing, and she tries to talk him out of it. And like, I'm a person who's very by the book. I want to follow rules, and like, Hermione's the same way. Yet again, that's why I relate to her. But like, she also sees that sometimes there's rules that can be bent if you need to do something. Like, it depends on what the rule is. There are some rules that should never be broken. There's things that go into sin, and like, obviously you should never sin to get something done. Like, the ends don't always justify the means, but I think Hermione is really good at judging when the ends justify the means. And I think that, yeah, so I think that's it's just such an admirable quality. But yeah, I don't think I have much more to say about this book, and if I do, it's probably completely incoherent anyway. But yeah, you probably have noticed by now in my reviews of the Harry Potter books that I barely spend any time talking about Harry. The reason for that is because Harry is not my favorite character, though he is hilarious. I don't dislike Harry, but like, he's not my favorite character, and my feelings on him really haven't changed. It's just like, oh, you're better than you are in the movies, but you're still kind of like, eh. Like, Ron and Hermione are way better than Harry, in my opinion, and it's like, as I said, it's not that Harry's bad, and I don't like think that anyone's stupid for having Harry as their favorite character. He's just not mine. And like, I think in later books I might talk about Harry a little bit more other than like a passing thought, especially once more stuff with Harry and Ginny comes up. Like, that's definitely going to cause Harry to be a larger topic of conversation for me. But I just love the other characters in this series so much more. Like, Rowling's side characters, other main characters that aren't Harry, they're just all so brilliant. And it's so much fun to appreciate them so much more, especially Hagrid. Like, I definitely appreciate him a lot more. I mean, obviously Ron the most of all, but like, he already was pretty high up on my list of favorite characters, I guess, like 5 or 6. And with a book with so many characters, that's pretty high, but now he's like 1 or 2. Hagrid's probably about the same ranking, but like, I just kind of feel stronger about him. And like, as I said, Remus Lupin, I love him. I actually think I like him better than McGonagall now, which is crazy. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say now. As I said last time, this is probably going to be the last one of these videos that comes out super quickly. I'm hoping to finish the Goblet of Fire by the end of January. We'll see, because it is a longer book, and as I said, it is my least favorite at this moment, so I'm not sure how quickly I'll be able to get through it. But anyway, I'm going to go now, because I might be running out of space on my SD card soon. I hope you have a really lovely day. Please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads. Those are all linked in the description down below, as always. And I will see you on Thursday with a new video. Bye!